Hello, everybody. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest to high schoolers, and I am experimenting with the Harvard Project Zero thinking routines. Have been experimenting for several years now. If you want to help me with my experiments, find me at studio-nemo.com or ping me on the Duolingo Educators Network or the Minecraft Education Ambassadors. We are finally done with this digging deeper into ideas section. There was a lot here. And we're on Who Am I? And the original Harvard Project Zero write-up is right here at pz.harvard.edu/thinking-routines. And link is in the description. So not only does it appear in digging deeper into ideas, it also appears in considering controversies, dilemmas, and perspectives. This is a routine to explore the complexity of identity. And it's pretty fun. So if you've got some pop-up grammar, grammar translation method, audiolingual method, and you're looking at transformation drills, community language learning, or you're dissecting a script your class wrote, or you're working straight out of your textbook, the grammar here is pretty straightforward. These are I statements. They're comfortably in the novice wheelhouse. There's not really much you're going to need to shelter or scaffold for your students for this one. So applying it to literature, culture, history, art, a song, some food recipe. I'm going to stick with the I statements right now. Let's lay all that aside for a moment, okay? For a while, I taught elementary school science, and we had an immensely fun thing we did where I gave all the students pictures of some animal. They had to hold on to that picture because they represented that animal, and or maybe it was a plant, okay? And we had a big ball of yarn, and we passed it from student to student as we figured out what animal ate what plant, and then what animal ate the animal that ate that plant, and then we had this big giant food web over the whole class, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I had a huge tangle of yarn afterwards. Took me a while to sort out. And I was doing, let's see, at the time I did it for like 3 classes a day. So after a while I realized, yeah, don't even bother untangling the yarn. Just get new yarn, and later on you do something else with the tangled ball of yarn. But yeah, have your scissors ready and everything. So this was so much fun, and it's been kicking around in my head for years and years and years and years. And when I came across this Harvard Project Zero thinking routine, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to try and apply it there. And it's been a blast. I've done it a lot of times. For this particular picture, I couldn't get the students to stand because I'm actually in a wheelchair at this point in this picture. I'm fine now, but I had tripped over a student's backpack and horribly, horribly broke my leg. But that shows you how dedicated I am, that I came back to school with a broken leg, even though HR didn't want me to. But my students did have a ball with it, even though they were sitting down. But this was the only time I ever thought of taking a picture, of course, the students sitting down. So have some helper students help you get the string around the classroom, okay? Maybe the high flyers can do it. I had one student with really, really bad social anxiety, and she was absolutely mute in all of her classes. She just would not speak in public, and this was a perfect job for her to help get the ball of yarn around the classroom. So I'd have the students spread out around the room, and you start by saying, Bob, I see you're wearing the same color shirt as Fred. Okay, but of course in the target language. Okay, just start stringing the string from student to student, making these connections between the students, okay, and have your helpers assist you getting the string from one student to another, and do a lot of gesturing, and your students will figure out what you're doing, okay? And then once you have the ball rolling, so to speak, the yarn ball rolling, then after like 3 or 4 students, you just stop talking, and you just stand there using like the silent method techniques. Just wait for your students to start mentioning something, okay? They're probably going to start with colors if you start with colors. If you say, Bob is wearing the same color shirt as Fred, they'll probably start with colors too. Or if, you're describing hair, that's what they'll probably start with. But eventually, you'll find that they'll start branching out. They'll start making connections between each other. And whenever you're like, okay, I need to, that's too different, I'm going to cut the string and we're going to make new connections, then be ready to do that. But, if we're talking about social emotional learning, this is a pretty good way to make the students feel connected to each other and show them that they are connected to each other. Even if you have to start off with the very superficial things about the color clothes they're wearing and the color hair they have and the color eyes they have, eventually you can do it with their likes and dislikes. Bob likes pizza. Oh, Ethel likes pizza too. So it's very fun. In our next episode, we're starting the next section. And I should have mentioned this is in the Introducing and Exploring Ideas section. And we're going to look at 3, 2, 1 bridge. Hope to see you there.